for some reason. I don't know, YouTube does weird things. I mean, the last time I played that, which was a year or so ago, had the words on it. This time it's a different feed. I don't know. Shouldn't have been. But anyway, fun song.
We have
great words, too.
Saved to our
I know.
thingy.
Footloose, everybody would have been dancing in the air.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, everybody that's bringing clothes. Our plaid drive, we call it.
Flannel drive, not plaid.
Well, aren't most flannels plaid?
They can be.
So, yeah, there's one right there. Right there. That one right there. That's plaid.
But you can't have this.
But yeah, we're going to do this the whole month. Thank you, Jersey, for doing this. And, got diapers there, too. Awesome. That's a good idea. Yeah.
For everybody, adults.
Oh, are the baby wipes?
Yes.
Do what?
Okay.
Yeah, it's winter clothes.
Yeah.
Basically winter clothes.
All ages.
So,
All ages.
whatever
you
yeah,
got.
all ages.
We didn't have anything that wasn't either crappy or that we were wearing, so we went to Goodwill and got stuff out. So,
So, bunch of stuff.
do what
What
you
do you do with
can.
your crappy stuff?
We wear
Give
them
it to Goodwill.
to do stuff. No, we still wear them. This man wears the crappiest stuff ever. Holes in the knees and
I do.
shabby. Oh,
I do.
it's horrible. It's
Until
horrible.
all you can really do is throw it away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you're working outside, working in the garage, making a mess, I mean, you don't want to wear good clothes. I mean, you just kind of don't. So, anyway. T-shirts and sweatshirts that you may or may not want to have. Still plays with cars.
That's you.
That's a good
yes.
one. And this one says, know your auto fluids. And it's got brake fluid and another look of brake fluid and transmission fluid.
All drips.
All drips, yeah. Oil, coolant, yeah.
See those old clothes that he wears? I could just label them. You would be
Absolutely
stylish
could.
with that.
Absolutely could. So, and then one that says, it just has an it, and then a big screw on the top. I love it. Screw it. Yeah. Mr. Fix-It, with all kinds of graphical hammers and scissors and all kinds of chains saying Mr. Fix-It. And if it jams, force it. If it breaks, it needed replacing anyway.
That is immense.
Yep. And says, if you think space is the final frontier, you should see my garage.
Oh, yes. Or the back room.
Back room comes and goes. It's good and bad. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
George and John.
I don't know when we did that originally. I know we had it in the last building. So, it's been over 20 years that we've been doing these. So I don't remember exactly when we did that. But like even our opening song, the Doobie Brothers,
Excuse me.
I don't remember when we did that either, because when we first started, we were doing "Morning Is Broken" by Cat Stevens, and that's the way we
Until
our call to
Lori and
service.
Daryl had so
Yeah,
much
I
that
know.
it was like,
I know.
I don't ever want to hear that song again.
So we haven't done it very
Well,
much.
it's the only CD you had, I think.
Well, it might have been. It might have been. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah.
Hey, we thought we were
27
doing
years.
something because we had a CD player.
I know.
Not a cassette player.
5-disc CD player. We still have the same 5-disc CD player. That's the one I use. So we've had it for
Forever.
25 years at least. So anyway, gosh. And
flies.
John said, our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, and I think I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. That's what's insane about it.
And how many years ago was that? Because that's
That
still
was
true.
a lot of years, yeah. Well, I started doing this particular one 2011, so definitely then.
Was he was already passed by then.
Oh yeah, long since.
Yes.
And where did this just fall off from?
I don't know.
Hey, let me see. I
I give
probably
him new
identify-
stickies, he throws them in the bag, and he uses the old stickies. I don't know.
Kind of like your favorite
I have to
genie,
just,
right?
I just have to let it be what it is. It's not my job.
Okay, I did that one. Language is a tool. Oh, there we go. Now I remember which one it was out of all these ones on today's. By and large, language is a tool for concealing the truth.
But those of us that can read energy, read past it, right?
Yep. Yep.
And those of us that don't read energy do anyway, you just don't know. Just can't admit it.
Yep. No bird soars too high if he soars with his own wings. Okay. We do not see nature with our eyes, but with our understandings and our hearts. Kindness is the sunshine in which virtue grows.
Oh, true.
I like that.
Can't have enough kindness.
I know. The Simpsons creator, Matt Groening, 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 I guess that's how you pronounce it, named the characters Homer, Marge, Lisa, Maggie, after his real-life father, mother, and 2 sisters. The Simpsons' hometown of Springfield is named after his hometown of Springfield, Oregon. Now you knew.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to? I don't know. You know, we have never, I think I know I haven't, so I don't think we have ever seen The Simpsons.
I think we tried
We
once
did
or
it. We
twice.
tried once or
And
twice.
I was like,
and just couldn't
this
do it.
reminds me too much of real life. I'm moving on.
The thought of Homer at a nuclear facility just is not.
It just,
Oh yeah,
mhm,
yeah. That was kind of like me at the controls. I had pictures of me at the controls of the nuclear power
That would be
plant.
very scary.
Awesome. It is with our passions. It is with our passions as it is with fire and water. They are good servants, but bad masters.
True.
At times, our strengths propel us so far forward we can no longer endure our weakness and perish from them. Yeah, Nietzsche. You know, Nietzsche's. I'll just read it again. Nietzsche's kind of hard to get. At times, our strengths propel us so far forward we can no longer endure our weakness and perish from them.
It's true.
Okay, bit of background. What the world
Actually,
needs.
our passions propel us so far.
Probably true.
Because then you can't be afraid when you're impassioned about something if you're just out the window.
It's true. What the world needs is more geniuses with humility. There are so few of us left.
You probably could hear my eyes roll from the back of the room.
Bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. In botanical terms, strawberries are considered aggregate fruit, while bananas meet the criteria for a berry. Yeah. Sharks have been around longer than trees. They've existed over 400 million years, while trees have been around for about 350 million years. I know. Huh. How do we know that?
Who cares?
Not from me. So.
Who cares?
Okay. Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get away from your jokes.
The light was green. Why did the bubble gum cross the road? It was stuck to the chicken's foot.
No.
What looks like snake swims and honks.
What? Say that again.
What looks like a snake swims and honks. An automobile. I know. One more. Why couldn't the leopard escape from the zoo?
They spotted him.
He was always spotted.
Yes.
Awesome.
If you came in a little late and I wasn't in the back handing these out, there's candles in the back. You might want to go get one for yourself. And a communion thing if you're wanting to do that for later. So, anyway, are you done?
I could be.
Poking the thing.
What else? What else you got going?
Um.
So this week, last class for the Psychic Awakening with Michelle, and it's Tuesday instead of Thursday. And then Followers of the Way, we've had to change the date because of the holiday. So we're going this Wednesday, and it'll be on Zoom. So
Did the first Zoom one this last week?
Yeah, and we survived it, so we'll do it again. If you want a link, I send out an email every week. Does anybody ever look at those? Should I just stop doing email? You look at those emails, really? Oh, yay, glory. So I'll put a link on that, and then I also post one in our Facebook group. So if you want to join in, there'll be a link there. And Michelle Lanigan taught me how to attach a file, so you'll actually be able to follow along with that.
Yay.
So that's all for this week, and then next week there's more stuff. So the new calendar's on the back. Yes?
After church, the reading divine message.
Oh, divine message readings are after services, but they'll have to wait until after we have cake, because we're going to celebrate 27 years of the Divine Fellowship. Woo! 27 years ago. Can you believe it?
Amazing.
Amazing.
So, of course, we
crazy.
do that every Sunday. It's like amazing.
We're still here. Who knew?
Yep. Well,
Anything else
Daryl
we're
and Laura,
forgetting?
you guys were, was it the first or the second Sunday?
Second Sunday.
Second Sunday.
We've
Been with
here
us
for
ever
the whole
since.
full meal
Too
deal.
stupid to not. No, I remember.
Okie dokie. Thank you for your presence, Phil.
Nicely said.
Moving on. Moving on. So I wanted to share with you something that I have not shared with you before.
Can't hear you.
Does he say that at home too?
Yes, all the time. Woohoo! Now here I am. So a few years ago, I wrote an article called Anchor Points. Now the article I wrote on exit points is one of the most popular ones on the website. But I've also written one called Anchor Points. And it was talking about anchoring so that we're not adrift spiritually. And then I had a session with a gal recently, and it just really touched my heart because she was adrift. And her anchor points were anchored in the physical realm. And I thought, we do the same thing. She had a friend, was a dear friend, who had gotten her through a lot of really hardships and difficult stuff, and getting clean and sober, all that stuff. And to have a friend to get you through that is huge. Well, this friend is moving away. She's devastated. At the same time, she's now working in a place where she loves, but they've changed their procedures. So, so that's changing. So she's all distraught about that. And then she started school. So she's all Twitter-pated about that because there's just so much going on, and she just feels pulled and torn and adrift and all of it. So we created for her anchor points in this physical realm. Made a huge difference. Now the anchor points in the spiritual realm, you probably already have to some extent. And that is your faith. Here at the Divine Fellowship, we don't care what you believe, we care that you believe. Without our faith, we're just tossed around like a ship without a rudder, right? So our faith is really, really important. And anchoring into divine source is extremely important. Whatever name you put to that, whatever awareness you have around that, that's extremely important. And the other is our focus. What are you focused on? What do you care about? And then the third one is our intent. What's your intent? What are you going to do with that? But let's look at the physical connections that we have. A lot of us have a lot attached to the presidential candidates this time around, do we not? And whether your candidate wins or loses, it doesn't matter. Our world is going to do some big shifting here. There are some challenges it's time for us to face. So being anchored in a political thing is not going to support us at all. So if this can't, I'm just really counting on. Well, that's good to have hopes and put energy into that. Vote for crying out loud. And then let it go. That's not your anchor point. That can't hold you steady in this world. Can't. Some people have I know when people retire, usually they have difficulty because their anchor point is their work or their employment, where they go. I mean, they got up, did the same routine and went to that place every day for 30 years. Now you're not. It's discombobulating. Because whether we intend to it or not, we've created an anchor point for ourselves. And rightfully so. Because wherever you are, you want to be there. So having an anchor point in your workplace is kind of important. But it's not going to sustain you. Not in the long term. What else do we get anchored into? We get anchored into our spouses. That's not a bad thing. Let's face it, Phil's an anchor. Phil's a good anchor for me. I'm a good anchor for him. And we help each other out. But you know, life is fleeting. And there needs to be anchor points that extend beyond just those relationships, those friendships. So where are you anchored? What are you anchored into? What anchors your soul? What anchors your awareness? What anchors your attention? And that, dear friends, can be many things. Can be many things. The things that we tend to anchor into can be fleeting. Can they not? I want to share with you if I get my book going in the right direction. Okay, so I have to tell you, sometimes the good book is just a big confusing thing, but there's some little nuggets of truth there that just really tied my soul over. Here's something I want you to look at. Hebrews chapter 6 and verses 17 and 18. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to read you the little snippets that make sense to me. And it's talking about divine source, higher power, God, whatever that is for you. And it's talking about the unchangeableness of his purpose. The unchangeableness of his purpose. And it is impossible for God to lie. So what's his purpose? God is love. That's the purpose. All that other stuff is stuff. And you're going to find your own way as to what that looks like for you. Bottom line is love. And it's impossible for God to lie. It's truth. You can anchor yourself into that. Anchoring it into the point that God's not going to change. God is love always. It's not a friend that is going to be a friend for now and then down the road they get a hangnail and all of a sudden you're not your friend anymore. Friends can be fleeting. Even good friends. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. But we can't anchor onto that. But we can anchor onto this. And you know the result of this is chapter 7, verse 16. The power of an indestructible life. You want to be unshakable? You want to be immovable? You want to be solid and steady? Anchor in. Anchor in. But I also want you to anchor in physically. So we want to anchor in to that divine source. You already have. You already feel that, don't you? You're connected always. You're connected always. Often when we do a guided meditation, we start from our heart space and we ground, and then we go from our heart space and we connect in, and the connection is always there. It's always easy peasy. It's always right there. But you know, in our changeable times, sometimes it's important to anchor in the physical world. So what are some things that you could anchor into? What are some things that you could anchor into? What's unchangeable in your world? Everything changes. Everything changes. But for now, what's something physical you could anchor into? When I was dealing with this person, she found that she always wore the same necklace every day. So she anchored her energy instead of attaching to a friend who was going to move. And even though the friendship is going to remain and they'll still be connected, she was feeling abandoned and lost. But she anchored into something she had on her at all times. So she could be here. Wherever she was, she felt anchored. And it wasn't a distraction for her. Does that make sense? So what's something you could anchor into? What's solid in your life? What's solid in your life?
Music?
Music. Music changes though. Is there a song you could anchor to? Do you carry a crystal with you? Anchor to that. I encourage you to, this cross back here, Phil made this cross a few years ago. How many years ago did you make that, Phil? Do you remember? A lot of years ago, before we were ever here. We were going to do Easter. I think it was one of our first Easters. And so Phil put it together. And as long as this church is here, that's going to be there. Now, the church could burn down, and you could re-anchor to something else. But for now, if you're looking for something to anchor to that. It was funny when we left, we first met at Choices and Changes in their conference room. And they could hold about 12, 15, maybe 18 people max. And we went there every Sunday, and so we had to carry stuff in and carry stuff out. And then we went to a little downtown Kennewick, had a little building there. I think that held about 25 people. And then we outgrew that. And when we got ready to move to here, we had, the dream catcher was hanging on a wall or something. And the person, we had different people bringing different things, because we had chairs and tables and stuff. And she flipped that dream catcher over the cross. And it was like, no, angels sang. Because it was perfect for us. What does a dream catcher do? A dream catcher catches nightmares. And I don't know about you, but the Christian religion for a lot of us is a nightmare. It has, a lot of us have post-traumatic church syndrome, And yet, there's some truth there that is immutable, unchangeable. Love. It's all about love. So if we can anchor to that. I don't know about you, but I want an indestructible life. What's an indestructible life? That means nothing's going to get us down. Nothing's going to shake us loose. Nothing's going to disturb us. Life can be disturbing. Life can be distressing. Life changes. Dadgummit. Things happen. People come, people go. Well, there's been a lot of people come and go out of Divine Fellowship over the last 27 years, I can tell you that. and sometimes it's really hard to see them go. But they're doing what they choose. And we honor that. Because that's how it is. Life comes and life goes. People change. Sometimes we work for people, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're the stepping stone, sometimes we're the anchor, the rock. So it's up to each person what's right for you. In the unchangeableness of the world, there is an unchangeable truth about you. And the unchangeable truth about you is you are love. You are light. You are indestructible. Life happens, certainly. None of us are going to make it out alive, right? But our souls are eternal. Our spirit is eternal. We're gonna survive all of this. And it's how are we going to get through this that matters. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of letting the world push me around. It's time for me to be strong in who I am. It's time for me to stand in my truth. It's time. It's time for that indestructible life. That no matter what's going on with things around me, and people can have drama, people can have trauma, people can have upset, but it doesn't have to upset me. Because I'm love. I'm light. It's hard. It's hard without an anchor. Because without an anchor point, I'm adrift. I forget. Don't we forget? We forget who we are. How can we do that? I don't know. We do. Because we're human. And the human part of us goes, oh my gosh, this has changed. I don't like it. But the sacred part of you, the divine part of you goes, oh, change. Cool. Wonder what that's going to show me. Wonder what this is going to lead to. And whatever changes we face, we can face them with courage. We can face them with this indestructible aspect of ourselves. And when we have that kind of courage, nothing rocks our boat. Nothing rocks our boat. So where do you want to go from here? You know, sometimes we have goals and sometimes we have projects that we want to work on. Sometimes we're just like, I don't know. I don't know what's coming up next. Been through a whole lot of changes, got all shook up. Well, because we're in that process of realigning to what's coming next. We don't know. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not have a plan. Or maybe we just accomplished some big thing that we had set aside for us to do. Okay, what's next? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. And it's okay. Because we're not anchored in whatever task we were focused on. We're not anchored into that job or that project or that person. We're anchored into the truth of who we are. And you might want to figure out a physical anchor for yourself. Maybe it's the angels in the windows. Maybe it's just closing your eyes. What color do you see? Anchor yourself in that. But the point is, without conscious intent, we're adrift. We're adrift. Wherever you are, be there. Be there. So we have little candles here at church. Aren't these the cutest little things? Sweet. This is Diwali, time of the Festival of Light. Can't think. So we're going to dim the lights. I want you to turn your little candle on.
And where does Diwali come from?
Oh, heck if I know. I knew 5 minutes ago. I don't know now.
India.
India. Yeah, okay. This is just a hint of who you really are. Could you dim the lights for us? Thank you, Mr. Phil. Isn't this pretty? Did you guys get one? Oh my goodness, I wish you could see what I see. Yeah. Isn't it pretty? So many lights. This is who you really are. Somebody's wearing their light on their head. You gonna get a picture of that, Phil? That's pretty cool. Oh, everybody's putting their candles on their head. How fun is that? Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's great. You are the light of the world. You're the light of the world. And we forget. We forget. So somebody's singing. Who are you? What are you singing?
This is the light of mine.
Oh, this is the light of mine.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Very good. So let's, yeah, nobody's going to hit out because you can't blow this one out. Not blowing that one out. Let's take a little meditation, shall we? If you want to focus on your light, or you focus on your heart space, whatever you want to do. But just bring your awareness into this moment, into the here and now. Anchor yourself in this moment. Really be here. Whatever else is going on in the world, nothing. Nothing to you right now. Yes, there's going to be challenges. We leave this building, you're going to have other challenges to face. That's for sure. Life happens. But for this moment, recognize the truth of who you are. Your light. And notice your heart shining brightly. Some people are putting their candle to their heart. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if you can see because of the other light here. But let your heart shine. And from this heart space, this heart of love, this heart of light, this heart of joy, notice your connection to Divine Source. Unshakable, indestructible. And notice that it grants you strength and peace, power. And bring that light and bring your awareness down through the bottoms of your feet into the earth. Not only are we anchored into the earth, but we're also bringing this light through us into the earth. You came here to bring light into a dark world, did you not? You did. Did you forget? We do. We forget. Sense that light flowing through you and going deep into the earth. And then, like roots, see that light spread out and resurface. To anyone that's seeking, anyone that's searching, this is not your light. You are the conduit of the light. And they can tap into that. Won't drain you a bit. Because you're connected into Divine Source that is limitless. And now let's take a little walk in our imagination. And as you're walking along, let's find our way into a beautiful garden. And in this garden, instead of flowers, there's lights. Every plant is blooming a different color of light. And you allow yourself to find your way to a plant that really appeals to you. Maybe it's a purple lighted plant, or maybe it's green, or maybe it's yellow, or maybe it's copper colored, or some color not even imaginable in our physical world that we can't see. But your intuition and your imagination can perceive it. And this lighted flower is symbolic of your faith, of your hope, of your joy, of your very existence, of your indestructible life. And allow yourself to put a thread of light here to anchor into that. So a thread of light from your heart extends out and taps into that beautiful, beautiful plant. And now allow a thread of light from your heart space to go up and connect into Divine Source. And you feel nurtured, and you feel strengthened, and you feel empowered. And whatever difficulties or troubles or challenges you may face in this life, these two things are unchangeable. The anchoring of your soul to Divine Source, and the anchoring of your divine soul into your soul's purpose, the purpose of your existence. And wherever you go from here, those lights continue to be connected to you. And now in your mind's eye, you might want to find some physical thing to anchor to as well. Perhaps it's the church cross, perhaps it's the angel pictures, perhaps it's a crystal in your home, perhaps it's a piece of furniture in your home, perhaps it's a tree in your yard, perhaps it's the ocean, perhaps it's a mountain. Physically anchor to that. So send the thread of light to whatever physical thing comes into your imagination. Feel that strength. Feel that anchor point. You're no longer adrift. Certainly you have flexibility, you can move through your world, but you're locked and loaded. You came to change the world. You came to make a difference. You came to bring light into this world. And so you are. And so you shall. And so it is. Now allow yourself to bring your awareness back into this time and space, back into this room. You might want to refocus on the physical candle that you're holding. Bringing your awareness here into this time and space. Bringing with you the awareness of your anchor points. Anchor points of divine, your purposefulness, and strength. And with a breath, you might want to reopen your eyes. Welcome back. Mr. Phil, if you join me up front, we'll do our communion, and if there's any questions or comments about your meditation, we'll get to that. I had left your candle, but I forgot to give it to you.
Oh, thanks.
You light up my life here. Communion. We'll do the little wafer first. This is a physical representation of our divine connection. Join me in prayer, would you please? Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this into our body, help us to recognize our connection to you. Help us to be strengthened. Help us to be aware that we walk in an indestructible life. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. Need a light. Got it?
I'm gonna. Maybe.
Let me try. Some are easier than others. Right?
Try a different edge.
There we go. Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, the indestructible life. Help us to drink it in, lock it in, and live. Really live. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. Would someone turn the central light on? Around the corner. You're not in camera, Theo. Mm-hmm. You're not in camera.
Okay. I don't need to be.
People get tired of looking at me.
I never get tired of looking at you all.
I wish you could see. He's going to post that picture. I can't wait for us to see it.
Awesome.
still trying to open it to me.
Oh. Oh, I get it. Yeah. I know. So they were challenged. Obviously, without Jan, I wouldn't have gotten mine open either. So, thank you so much. We would not have what we've got if it weren't for you all. I remember what a huge deal it was when we moved from our original location to our more permanent one in downtown Kennewick. We didn't have any money. I mean, what we did is we had a founders club, and the plaque is in my office on the wall, and I think there were 20 people in there maybe. Well, the only thing you had to do to be on the founders club was to get a chair.
Buy a chair.
Buy a chair. Yeah. So if you bought a chair, you got on the plaque, and that's how we got our chairs in our first location. So I just kind of went from there, and then went to here, and this was a huge deal too. But we took the leap, and everything's been fine. Church has been great, but can't do it without you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bless you. I think there have been several people that, when I announced this is our anniversary coming up, anniversary, birthday, whatever you want to say. Several people commented and said the common theme of the answers was people felt welcome in here, it's home. And you'll often hear me say, welcome home, when somebody's been gone for a while, welcome home. This is home. This is home. A safe place to be.
Yep.
Does anyone have any questions or comments about your guided meditation?
Really? Everybody has an question.
Yes, Paul.
I keep seeing purple.
Purple, okay.
And then I saw eggplant. I kept seeing eggplants.
Eggplants, purple.
Purple and blue.
Okay, so the purple color is significant of divine connection. So this is acknowledging for you that you are divinely connected. It's what a beautiful honor. What other colors did you get? Yeah, Carrie.
Red.
Red. Red's about passion. Living a passionate life. Living what your heart came here to do. Living your purpose. Does that feel right for you?
Yes.
Yeah. So what this does is it gets you fired up. Are you fired up about stuff?
Yes.
Yes, you are. What else did we get? Who got yellow? Anybody get yellow? Blue? Blue. So blue is about communication and peace. So in our world today, peace and communication are really lacking. So bringing peace into our environment is extremely important. And we do that with gentle words of kindness. Yeah. And yellow is about joy. All right. Joyfulness. And this is not just silly, although it can contain silly, but this is that joyfulness that just spills over into everything. That joy without end. Does that make sense? What else do we get? Orange. So orange, who got that one, Marlene? So orange is about connectedness. It's about family. It's about, there's more to it for you than that. Let me see. Oh, it's about finding your place and knowing that, you are also an anchor point for others. Do you have a sense of that? Yeah.
So what if you got multicolored, like blue to white to yellow to orange?
All of the above. All of the above.
So I'm just a mixture of whatever.
Yeah. So you get to have it all. You know, the song, I want you to have it all. So you get to have it all. And I think those colors can change and more for whatever. But what you saw for right now is what you need for right now. You need it all. And you're ready to share it all, right?
Yep.
You have it all, share it all.
Absolutely.
Yep.
White.
This is about clarity. It's about purity. It's about decluttering your soul. Maybe there's guilt or shame or burdens that other expectations that others have put on you. It's time to just clear that all out and realize the truth of who you are, that purity of soul. Your purity, that light that you are. Everything else is just stuff, other people's opinions, whatever. You don't have to carry any of that anymore.
Yeah, because I have little strips of yellow like a honeysuckle. So maybe by getting rid of it, then I can
Yeah.
enjoy joy.
Joy, enjoy. Yes, it's time. It's time. Any other questions? Any other comments? Yes.
When we were doing the flowers and they were lit up, a lit up butterfly.
Ooh. I'm hearing for you that that is a representation of all the lives you've touched.
Wow.
And I'm gonna cry. You set people free. Your words have set people free. True, huh? Yep. Anybody else have anything else that they experienced? Okay, so folks online, sometimes it's a real challenge for me to find your comments. Sometimes Facebook is not happy with me and all that. Or I'm just geek impaired. Sorry. I have a really nice light, but it doesn't focus geekly as I would like it to sometimes. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. Anyway, just know that I will get back to you if I can, if you have any questions. If not, we'll see you next time. Let's do a energy circuit for the folks online. You're still connected. Your anchor point in the heavenly realms is still there. Let's notice that, bring it to our heart space. From your heart space to left hand to right hand, back to your heart space. And that connects this energy circuit and allows this light to build. You can actually feel it between your hands. And as you feel that energy build, this blesses you. This is for you. This is for you to take with you and let it guide your life. Let it light your way. Bring that into your heart space. Have a great week. Bless you. We'll see you next time. Say goodbye.
Bye.